Hello and welcome. My name is Faith Mai and this is The Breakfast Show on TSL Nigeria TV.
You're welcome and thank you for joining us. Some traditional practices back then were said to be part of life, like that's how life was for everyone who lived as at that time. But now such practices could be termed as barbaric and rightly termed, as a matter of fact, one of which is female genital mutilation. While going through history and checking the books, it was said that female genital mutilation helped curb promiscuity in women. How true can that be? Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
That's why this morning we will be discussing female genital mutilation, the dangers, because really there is no single benefit. There's no benefit at all. Let me begin by even asking, have you experienced female genital mutilation or seen someone who has experienced it?
Well, I was not circumcised.
You're not circumcised, thank God.
But I don't know about anybody, any lady who got circumcised, but I've read a lot about people, you know, who have come out to say this is what they went through at an age where they did not even understand
what was going
on. And we still have cases where people become adults and it's like a tradition, usually a family tradition, that you have to get circumcised, like you said, to avoid pium pium pium. But at the end of the day, I just feel it's a very painful act, and there, like you said, there's no benefit at all.
No single benefit.
There's no single use.
No advantage.
No advantage.
No
Rather, the disadvantages are on the very high side. We'll get to that.
Okay, Adana.
Personally, no, I don't know anybody, but you hear a lot of things, you see a lot of things on social media. Like I've seen like 3-4 women come out to tell their stories, and when listening to them, you can tear up because the pain itself, and it's not just a one-time thing. It's continuous.
See the way my face is even adjusting the thought.
Listening to them alone, I could relate, and I know I wouldn't want to go through such pain as well.
Okay, now I saw a story online, yeah, which actually it's really okay, yeah, let me just get through the story. It focuses on what we are discussing this morning. So there's a lady who was talking about her friend. She said, this babe is gisting me about how her husband's people are disturbing her to come get circumcised. Now, mind you, this lady is pregnant. The one they're asking to come to be circumcised is pregnant. And she should come, with the materials. That's black soap and razor. She should come with, hey,
so who's about to carry out the act?
The family people, our in-laws.
Her village people.
So in those states, on one is that's where my husband is
in
from.
Those states.
And I have to tell you, I said, sugar.
Yeah, you have to confirm.
Let's be sure what we are doing. He said, okay, she said it shocked me. See, I'm telling you, I had to ask her if it's real or fiction. She said, a young girl of 25 is brought up. She was so afraid for her baby, currently pregnant. She kept going to the hospital to ask her. The family kept disturbing her, and her husband calling and also coming to the house. She kept going to the hospital to ask the doctor if it's true. So the family kept pressuring her. Her husband's family kept visiting, telling her it's family tradition or the baby will die. So it's very easy. That's what they said. So it's very easy. Just lie down there and we'll cut it off. So and give it to you to throw away. So it sounds like fiction. Like it's 2021. How did we get here? How is this happening? How are you getting calls like this? It's so unreal, but it's a reality. Imagine being pregnant and having to deal with this. She had no clue this happens in the family at all. Every married woman gets circumcised. I mean,
this is sad. Where's her husband right now?
Oga said it's tradition.
Husband said it's
husband's people are the ones calling.
The husband too is saying that it's tradition, else her baby will die.
I feel so sad that she was not even aware
that this happens in the family.
Yeah, because I'm definitely sure if she knew, if they had their tradition written down and they're like, Madam, you're about to marry her son, this is what and what happens, so she would have backed off.
My first question when I read this message was, why did the family, or why did the husband per se, who was cutting her then,
not
tell her that, oh, when you get married to my family, this is what happens, this is what's going to happen?
They consider it a big deal. Can't you hear them say it's easy now?
Just like
in Nigeria, the people actually want to hear the voices of females, because for you to get married to somebody and such sensitive information, you could not share it. We probably cut it for many months and you didn't think it's you didn't think there was a need, or you didn't think it was.
He doesn't think it's a big deal.
That you're going to cut a part of my body
tradition.
Off.
They don't think
not just a part of my body, it's a sensitive part of my body.
The family even feels they are doing her a favor because they don't want their baby to die.
Did they swear an oath, or is it a family shrine that's dedicated to clitoris in the family? Like, is this a shrine?
I don't know
Is this a shrine for clitoris? I don't understand.
Because if maybe she was looking for a child,
exactly,
and they say, come and cut your clitoris,
so you will have
so
a
you
child.
have a child.
Yeah.
Sounds stupid though, but there's a base.
Easily relatable.
But she's already pregnant. What does cutting the clitoris have to do with having a baby safely?
You don't even give birth from the clitoris, so what's the connection?
You know, the
just want to call this woman's group.
This particular tweet came from someone who is exposed. So from
her friend,
one
definitely.
and one together, I'm definitely sure this 25-year-old lady is equally exposed. She's in shock right now because I'm sure she has not even heard about this kind of thing before. And maybe she was like me, speaking against FGM, talking about the dangers. Imagine I get married tomorrow and maybe this guy is a civilized guy and I just assume, I'm not sure there's anything I don't know about this man. And my first pregnancy, you're telling me I have to go to the village for them to cut my clitoris so my baby will not die.
You know, being pregnant is a journey on its own to begin with. Like, it's a different phase of life. So imagine going through that pain. Just relating back and flashing back, my dad, his two sisters, like he has two sisters, they were circumcised. Now, how did this happen? They said they were going to play as children normally, like they were just really young, about let's say 7, 6. And so they were going to play and they just cut them, put them inside a house, not their house now, put them inside a house. And the next thing you saw that they spread them on the ground. And a huge man would sit on her chest.
Jesus.
Do you understand? A huge man would sit on her chest. Other women will hold your leg. And the next thing is, pew. She fainted. Like, she actually fainted.
Why won't she
so I think it is just a really, really barbaric act. Like, there is no benefit. There is no addition. There is no 1 and 2 you want to even put together for me to make me understand why you are doing this. Like I said, it caused promiscuity in women. I like, Ugo waka.
Apart from going to the internet, I actually saw that there are different types of, female genital mutilation. You have the clitoridectomy, where they actually either they cut off the whole clitoris, or they cut out like total or partial cutting off of the clitoris. And then there's the excision, where they take out the, okay, most of us might not know. For our audience, there are different parts. There's the labia minora and then there's the labia majora. The minora is the one in the inner inside. Should I say the inner lips of the vagina and then the outer? So they actually cut off the inner lips or whatever. And then there's another one, in fibrillation, where they cut to seal it. They're actually sealing up your vagina so that there's no penetration, there's nothing going down around there until the stipulated time.
And I heard that it's when, on your wedding night, your
husband or a local surgeon with no medical certificate.
Who made these people surgeons? Who gave them the training? And I had to look at pictures of the kind of equipment they use.
Broken bottles,
glass, iron, rusted. The razor is not even new razor, old razor blades. And these people who undergo this circumcision, they stand 101% chances of, getting infections,
HIV.
At the end of the day, most people even die as a result of
excessive bleeding.
Because when the infection, gets into their body, what's the next thing? They'll start saying herbal treatments. Now, most of these things happen in, communities where there's no medical care,
proper medical facilities.
So at the end of the day, you see your daughter is sick, then they say maybe the gods
angry with the family, or someone through
not knowing there is a decision as a result of tradition.
Apart from that, there are so many implications. Apart from the immediate implication where you can even bleed to death, or there's hemorrhage, there might be anemia, there are a lot of things. But besides that, I also read that you can even have complications during your monthly cycle, like your menstrual flow.
Because
there are disruptions. Your period cannot flow normally. Aside that, there might be prolonged labor that might lead to stillbirth.
Yes.
So the implications are too much. It goes on and on. So imagine having to go through prolonged labor each time. I'm not even sure of the survival of the child you carried for 9 months.
And going through labor here, your pelvic has to stretch.
Exactly.
They've already they've sewn a part of it. So, like, when women are praying, when they're about to give birth, when they're having their prayer, they're like, oh, Lord, let my pelvic just really stretch out. Now, they've manually just actually tied it for you. Like, they've sewed it for you. So, I just think that this thing is wrong. And it's sad because till 2021.
That's the saddest
This
part.
practice
so
is
many
still going
barbaric
on.
reasons.
You know, even at that 2017, 2018, 2019, I grew up in Warri, Delta State. I still see some women, you know, from some communities, when they do this thing they actually dress the young girl in the red cloth. They tie a little, I don't know, what it carries on her body and her legs and stuff like that. And you feel that younger lady is dancing and clapping and cheering her on like she's now a full woman.
So it's like a traditional right.
Yeah, they still do it.
Ignorance, it's amazing. Do you know? Okay, some of the reasons that they would actually give is either for it's a societal norm. Everybody has to do it. It's something that they do in the society, or they could tell you it's for aesthetics. They want to make that area look good.
Beautiful.
They want to make it look beautiful. It's for beauty. So that's your clitoris tricking out is not beautiful. If I'm not that created your clitoris.
Madam, sure, when I'm walking, I used to walk without my pants.
I want to beautify it for you by cutting it off.
No, it's sad, though.
It's crazy.
It's wickedness.
So I think it's wicked. That's the word, wickedness. So there are actually no health benefits, only harm. Now, female genital mutilation, also known as FGM, has no health benefits. For people who think it's my tradition, I just have to do it. I think even if you want to be a traditionalist, you should be a traditionalist with a lot of wisdom, because this FGM thing harms girls and women in very many ways. It involves removing and damaging healthy and normal female genital tissue. What's your problem?
It's healthy. It's normal. It's like healthy.
So, okay, let's say you're a traditionalist now. The God that created us and put it there. He did not know what he was doing.
Some of them fall back to the reason that guys are circumcised, so ladies should also be circumcised.
Can you imagine? We'll talk about that.
So as women see period now, men should see period.
They should get pregnant as well. Now, it damages health and normal female genital tissue and interferes with the natural functions of the girls and the women's bodies. You talked about the menstruation, where it gets to disrupt menstruation. And we also talked about sexual intercourse. You know, it gets to a point where most of these women don't even get to enjoy it.
They don't enjoy sex.
They don't enjoy. If you don't enjoy it, it's a different thing. But you actually feel pain. You feel a lot of pain when you're having sexual intercourse.
And then even people who handle sexual matters now, like we have sex coaches and a lot of other people, are teaching women how to even have orgasm. Just like there's some women with clitoris intact that don't have orgasm. So just imagine without at all, so there's no hope for you.
Well, complications that result from FGM include severe pain, which is the major thing. And if you have a headache, you know how you feel on your head. If you have menstrual cramps, you know how you feel. Then just imagine how you feel.
With a sharp razor and black soap.
Severe pain, excessive bleeding, which is hemorrhage, genital tissue swelling, fever, infections like tetanus. I talked about the kind of tools that they use when they want to conduct this act. So you also tend to have urinary problems, wound healing problems, because most of these women never get to heal after the clitoris is cut off. Also, injury to surrounding genital tissue, shock, and in most cases, death. It happens. Now, long-term complications can include urinary problems, vaginal problems, where we have discharge, itching, bacterial vaginosis, and other infections. Now, when this is done in that particular village, they will not know how to handle it. They will not know how to treat you. Like we said, they may say the gods are angry with your family. You will have sexual problems that we mentioned, pain during intercourse, decreased satisfaction, increased risk of childbirth complications, difficult delivery, excessive bleeding, cesarean section, need to resuscitate the baby, and newborn deaths, like Adana mentioned. Now, need for later surgeries. For example, the sealing or narrowing of the vaginal opening may lead to the practice of cutting open the sealed vagina later to allow for sexual intercourse and childbirth. Sometimes genital tissue is stitched again several times, including after childbirth. Hence, the woman goes through repeated opening and closing procedures, further increasing both immediate and long-term risk. The most important part, if you don't die, you get to live with psychological problems, depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, low self-esteem.
You didn't read the part where they said keloids might actually form there. Now, imagine a keloid on your stomach. So imagine having it between your legs and you have to bear the weight of whatever between your legs every day.
Now, Faith,
as we are advantage. So why do they keep doing it? And this is, right from when I was young, I hear people, I've heard people talk about FGM, the risks, the dangers and everything. And I was like, it's because the world is evolving to get to a point where even if you're talking to a traditionalist about FGM, the person will be like, no, we don't do that here. But this is 2021 and
it's still happening. It's still happening.
Thankfully, it doesn't just narrow down to Africa. This is practiced.
You're saying thankfully?
No, I'm saying thankfully. At least there's something that Nigeria has.
At least the world is balanced. Finally,
there's a balance. It's a wrong balance, but there's a balance. It happens in all different parts of the world. You have to share Europe, so many places. And then I heard there's an awareness day, 6th February. Yeah. Or is it just the awareness that we need? Is the awareness enough?
You know, coming to that, yeah, then when February was reading, my mind just flashed to the family of this particular lady from the East, yeah, who they told that, you know, she's going to lose her baby, she's not get circumcised. She said it's a tradition. That means there's something they're holding on to. That means, I don't know, they're serving other gods, not God.
Yeah.
They're serving other gods. But, in fact, I don't even know how to just put one or two together. Like, your God asks for clitoris for survival of children. I mean, this woman did not pray to any of their gods to get her child. Do you understand? So, it says that these people are not aware. Or they are holding on because they serve libation to these gods. That's why. Because the message has been going on. The message has been going on over and again.
It's another form of manipulation because they had. I don't believe she got pregnant immediately she got married. Whether she did or not, they didn't have to wait for her to actually get pregnant, put her in the situation of choosing.
You have a point.
Why didn't they tell her before she got pregnant so that she would actually be prepared for this if she would make up her mind to do it?
If you so well hold your tradition, why not tell her before she married your son?
If the tradition means something to you, it should be something you would be vocal about.
Exactly.
This is it. Even if you have to say it in a very casual manner, and the girl will now be in the position to decide whether she stays or not, because from the story, she's not even from this part of Nigeria. From the East, so she's not used to this kind of lifestyle. And I'm sure a lot of people will say, when you marry somebody, you marry the family.
No, it's not like that.
Did your family come?
It's not actually like that. What they mean, or what people mean by when you marry someone, you marry family, like be hospitable to an extent. You understand? It's not as if everything that happens in the family must apply to you. Do you get? So my point again is, the woman, I'm not even sure, like, I'm sure she's more than a month pregnant. So they, like you rightly said, they've waited for an egg, maybe like she's 5 or 6.
She's in a tight situation, she can't make up, she can't choose. So she would either have to, you know, fall prey to their demands, their traditional demands.
Can you permit me to say that the husband is a wicked man?
If I'm that lady, I'll take my risk.
The husband is a wicked person.
To the village, I will just stay wherever I am and have my baby, because it's just fear that they are trying to instill in her. Right
we are learned. We have an advantage. We don't know how educated she is. We don't know how confident.
Some people are even educated and naive.
This is a family problem right now, and it cannot be her as one person against her husband's people. Now,
and her husband himself.
Where are her own people?
Exactly. Where are her people?
Because this is a serious family matter. The person she should be having this conversation with right now is not her friend that is bringing the gist to Twitter. It's her family. The family. Except maybe the family also believes in this thing. That's when I say, okay, it's a bigger issue. And in the kind of country or the kind of continent we live in, you know, they say do not wash your dirty linens in public. You know, let the right hand not know what the left hand is doing. So she would just, you know, want it to stay within the family, because personally, I think she should, you know, meet the necessary authorities and complain and
just
say,
report.
Hey, this is what is
and
going
just really
on.
report. For me, though, I think, you know, female genital mutilation is totally wrong. It is a barbaric act. It's a wicked act. In fact, this is man inhumanity to woman. To woman. Man inhumanity to a woman, because, you know, whoever sat down.
No, man and woman's inhumanity
to a woman. Yes, because some women are pilots for this. Like, you must be circumcised. You must do this. It's part of tradition. It's part of family. So I think it's very wrong.
From 0 to 15 years actually go through it. Over 200 million women in the world, and Nigeria has 1/4 out of 200 million women.
We've seen a 25-year-old that her village people are waiting for her to come home and get circumcised. Any final thoughts, Adana?
Oh, God. I'm being very emotional because this concerns me as a lady. But I don't even know what exactly to tell the ladies. But if you're in a situation to say no, because I know a lot of people go through this from 0 to 15 years, they are not yet matured enough to say no. But as an adult, and you know, someone wants to put you through female genital mutilation, my dear, there are a lot of negative aspects to this. There are no benefits at all. It deprives you of a lot of things as a woman. So, my dear, say no to it. Female genital mutilation is terrible. It's a barbaric act. You should just say completely say no to it. Do not ever succumb.
And oh no.
Well, I would say if you involve yourself, now it's not even about the women, because most of these children are not even aware of what is going to happen to them. Now, if you are a circumciser and you go about using razor, rusted iron, or whatever it is, bottle, and black soap to circumcise people's children, I do not know which God spoke to you. I do not know what you think the advantage is, but we've listed out a host of disadvantages. And if you have done it before and somebody has died, the person's blood is in your hands and on your head. Stop female genital mutilation today. My name is Faith Imai. It's as much as we can take on The Breakfast Show today. Do not forget to follow us on all the social media platforms at TSL Nigeria TV. To have an amazing rest of the day. Toodles.
Stay connected to TSL Nigeria and get updates on the go all day, every day. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on TSL Nigeria Space TV and join our online family.